It's the Farewell Tour 2025. Farewell Golden Tee. It's over. We've made enough Golden Tees. We're not going to make any more. It's the Farewell Tour. No.
No, it's the farewell. It's the Farewell 1 tour. Okay, that means there's going to be a Farewell 2 and a Farewell 3.
Welcome
Because
to
they've got
Steps
so many
Gaming.
variants. They've got so many variants of Golden Tee that they can do it forever.
Welcome to Steps Gaming, where I try to talk about video games, but today we're going to talk about Golden Tee.
Golden Tee's not a video game. Golden Tee is a way of
Barcade
life
game
for some people.
Cellular life, yeah. Yeah, it is, man. A lot of people love the Golden Tee. But anyway, I just got back. I left for Universal last Saturday, came back Tuesday night about midnight, and worked 3 days. And here I am. Here I am on Steps Gaming live. I'm still tired, and then I need to sleep. But that'll happen tonight, I guessing. Sleep is good. How's your week been?
Busy but good. I can't complain.
Yeah. Well, this is actually, funny enough, this is actually a roller coaster they're about to tear down. Farewell Tour 2025, Rip Ride Rocket at Universal Studios. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's the and remember, it's the Farewell Tour for Golden Tee. So you're wearing an
you heard it here first. Farewell Tour 2025, Golden Tee. Last chance. No, they're gonna release that shit for eternity, man. Papa Brad with the $1.99 super chat. No message though. He's over at Southern Fried Gaming Expo at see?
All right.
See, I already knew before I even
have a great time, Papa Brad. That's awesome.
Thank you, Papa Brad. We got to get a super chat out there. I don't have one to celebrate Golden Tee, unfortunately. I should have made a Golden Tee super chat. But anyway, it's definitely good to start out the stream with a super chat from Papa Brad.
I have always liked Cowabunga. Huh?
Cowabunga! The last Ronin is coming out on May of next year.
Oh, wow.
The live action version, and it's going to be
New Line Cinema.
It's going to be in continuity with the original, with the first movie. It's going to be the same.
It's going to be scary for me.
The same type of turtles and everything, the same costumes.
Yeah. Yep. Golden Tee is a new Pac-Man. Get out of here.
Oh, it is. It definitely is. And the thing is, the thing that bothers me is that they won't put Silver Strike on there. They need to. Why isn't Silver Strike included? Stop giving us world-class bowling. We can all play world-class bowling through emulation with no problem. They need to release Silver Strike. That's the one everybody wants to play with a quality trackball. Stop messing around. Do it with Glenn's trackball. Work with Glenn on this. Golden Tee, get out of here.
Okay, just to get rolling on this, we're gonna need, we're just getting started. So people are trickling.
We can talk about what we think is the best version of Golden Tee. We could,
I don't know the
two complete novices who don't play Golden Tee anyway. So yeah. I think we're qualified to say.
Well, most of this community just makes streams about shit they're not qualified to talk about. Right. Why can't we, Zod Rider?
I mean, why don't we? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, hell, imagine if you and I had access to the track and field prototype that James Hates Everything was talking about and now has in his possession. Just imagine.
If that showed up at your doorstep, would you be excited?
I would like burn it live on camera. I think it would get a lot of views.
It would piss a lot of people off. What do you mean you're not even gonna turn it on? I'd be like, yep, we're burning that shit.
No, and the thumbnail would be me holding the lighter up to the cabinet. That would be the thumbnail. I'd be super excited to burn it down.
I don't want any of those things in my house anymore. It's like
it's like pests. People have so many of them now. You literally need pest control now for these arcade one-ups. They just clutter up your house, create dust, take up space. There's no room for them. They're just annoyances.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, these people still like love them so much. At least the people that watch the streams. I don't know if the people that do the streams do or not, but like the people that watch the streams still have interest because like you could see when they do a video that's not arcade related how many views they get versus the others. And I'm not an arcade hater. I won a Burger Time arcade cabinet from the Quarter Arcades one from Chaotic Stream on Sunday. I was there after I went to the park, Universal, and I was watching the stream, and I won a Burger Time. And I'm actually excited about that cabinet because Burger Time is one of my favorite early 80s games. And I love the quality from Quarter Arcades and New Wave Toys and all those things. We talked about this many times, that those I can appreciate because they're quality product, right?
What would a 3/4 scale arcade, the quality with the same quality and detail level of the ones you're talking about, what do you think something like that would cost? You know, just authentically, like, yeah, but it would be worth it with authentic controls, authentic look, authentic.
Yeah, because
PCB.
iArcade was about as close as you're going to get to that. I mean, granted, they could have changed the look, but like they had really good parts and components, and they were trying. They were clearancing them off for $300, but they were trying to sell them for $800. And then by today's standards, with tariffs and whatever bullshit's going on, we're at $1,000. $1,000 for that to sell and do well, I think.
But
good to see you, Ricardo. War 444.
Hey, what's up, Ricardo? The authenticity though, like what you're talking about. You're talking about quality components. You're talking about something that actually properly, gives you the look of the arcade. So like a Burger Time that is 100% authentic, or like a Food Fight, or like, I'll dare say, a Q*bert machine.
You said 3/4 scale, and 100% of that's never going to happen because we're not going to get like the old original PCB. We're not going to get a CRT, any of that. But to make it as good as you can, to sell at home and be as close to like looking real as possible and be quality.
The one that looks like those small ones that you collect. We're talking.
My best guess is $1,000 ish. Okay. I'm gonna go with $1,000 to $1,200.
I would agree with you, because at that point, you're going for a level of quality. And even if they used, like, say they used iArcade type components, the iArcade buttons and sticks are good. I can't complain about them. I think they have great components. Not as good as Glenn, but they have great components.
Well, anything made like iArcade now is going to use Glenn's components, because Glenn basically is the new iArcade.
Well, I would say that Glenn is like 10 steps above iArcade on every level, and then there's like no comparison as far as quality goes, because Glenn actually really does care, and he's not trying to scam anybody. But I think
Are you implying that Basic Fun is trying to scam you?
I just don't think that Basic Fun is really interested in quality. I think they're just interested in just shoving something out because it looks like another arcade one-up. Like
that's made at the same plant.
It's the same plant, same everything, coming directly out of the same place. I mean, it's right next to the Basic Fun machines are right next to that prototype that James Hates Everything got of Track and Field. Right next to it. Same, right? Like they're literally right on the same, like.
Let me ask you this. Do you think James was really like, okay, why do you think James was excited for this prototype? Do you think it's because he actually wanted to get his hands on it and experience Arcade One-Up Track and Field? Or do you think that he was excited because it was going to give him content on his channel that would get the most views because it's our home arcade related video.
And it's exclusive, and there's only 2 of them in existence, and now he has one of them. So I think it's a little of both. I genuinely think when I was watching his video, about attaining the Holy Grail, I actually felt really happy for him, because I feel like it was something he genuinely wanted. Like, it looked like he has authentic enthusiasm for this. Like, he genuinely is happy to have one. He was excited. He never thought he would get one. And it's stuff like that I think is really nice, because if you're somebody that genuinely wants one, is happy to have it in your collection, and you're going to use it and it's going to get play, I think that's wonderful. What I don't agree with is, collecting 37 of these things and then just having them take up space and you're not doing anything with them. They're just collecting dust. You don't care about them. You can't make any content on them, because then nobody cares.
Jabba's Game Hut says, another game that came out in 1989, an original arcade would be cool to have. Who's going to buy this? Honestly, if it's not original, it's emulated. We're going to break this down. I got a video clip I'm going to show here in a second.
Tea.
Yeah. J-Rod, hope Glenn's Kickstarter is successful. I think he'll be good. I think he'll be good. I think he's really, as far as like somewhat mass produced, maybe it's not like mass produced, but to the production on that scale, he's gonna be the one to get, and probably the most successful.
And it's 100% deserving too. So that's awesome.
How's everyone doing? Weekend is almost here. I think we're doing good, except I think we just decided we don't want any more arcade one-ups just randomly show up to. I don't care if it's a prototype. I'd be like, no, not unless I could sell it for money. I would take it and then sell it.
Because you could. Well, I mean, who's gonna buy it?
Well, if it's a prototype, you might be able to get it. You might be able to, get some money for it. If it's like just a general arcade one,
but you have to be realistic about it, though. Okay, it's a prototype. Okay, so let's say, it's a prototype. There's only 2 of them in existence, and say you get one, it shows up at your door. How much would you try to sell it for, Steps? I mean, deal or no deal here. How much would you legitimately expect to get?
I think that's gonna go from anywhere between $800 and $2,500, depending on who's desperate enough to pay it.
$2,500. Wow.
There's some desperate people for this stuff. I wouldn't pay it. No way in hell. I wouldn't even pay $1 for it. But desperate people. The question is, did Japes Hate Everything pay anything for it?
Well, it sounds like it was sent to him. It doesn't sound like he paid for it. So maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
Maybe he did under the table. Yeah.
Specify that any money had changed hands in the video. So I don't know. But I do get the sense that he genuinely was excited for it. That's why I say, if you're excited about it and that's your jam, that's what you're into, and you want to have, that's
who's
great.
got the Double Dragon prototype. There is one we saw in the background.
I feel like reaching out. I feel like reaching out to Bobby Vu and being like, "Hey, Bobby, man, can you hook me up with that Double Dragon prototype? Because I really love me some Double Dragon, Bobby. Let's go." And you designed that. I mean, it's exciting to me. But right.
They're gonna release that shit at some point.
I'm not.
If Iconic Arcade actually gets off the ground, they will release it. I think. Not saying, not telling people to buy it, not recommending it. I'm just telling you, that's their own. That's all
the Street Fighter cabinets are essentially prototypes. They're not going to be mass produced. It's not going to be no mass producing. Like it's. What did they sell? 12
that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. See, he's got $2,500 to blow. He's gonna get 2 of them. Those are better cabinets though than those arcade one-ups for sure.
What are better cabinets?
Glenn's.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you know this. I
mean, the iArcade is a better arcade cabinet than the arcade one-ups.
All right, we're ready for a video clip, aren't we? We're ready for a video clip. We're gonna share Michael B. the Game Genie.
Oh yes.
Golden Tee. What did he have to say about Golden Tee? Hopefully this audio goes through and everything's set up right.
Classics.
Can you hear it?
Now, like I said, one of the ways this was readily available for play in the past was through Arcade 1-Up and their Golden Tee 3D Golf cabinet, or their original Golden Tee. I want to talk specifically about the Golden Tee 3D Golf Deluxe XL.
Do you ever think he has some of these clips already planned and he could just like click a button and it goes, the Arcade 1-Up, Golden Tee?
He always sounds like he's reading a teleprompter.
It's like he could pull it, like he could just pull this clip whenever he needs it. You know what I mean? That'd be great.
Because once you take a look at the games list here, additional information, you take a look at the games list, it's the exact same games list that's available on this arcade collection. So it's basically taking all the games that's available on this cabinet, moving them off this cabinet, and then putting them on a console. Now, we had heard rumors about Arcade 1-Up possibly losing the license or losing the IP for Incredible Technologies games. It seems like they're looking to find a new way to make revenue from these games. And of course, the most, sensible way to go is to move it to consoles. That's essentially what they did. They took their IP from Arcade 1-Up and moved it over to consoles. So we'll have to see how that goes. Now, does this mean that Arcade 1-Up have in fact lost this license? No, it doesn't add any credibility to that, but it certainly takes away from their exclusivity and being able to provide this game. Now, are we really that disappointed about Golden Tee being gone from the Arcade 1-Up space?
I don't give a
arcade space. I mean, we had talked about it last year. It was really super overdone, even with New Wave Toys coming out with their own Golden Tee 3D Replicade with the Glen control deck. They're who I feel bad for in this, because I don't think this is going to really impact Arcade 1-Up sales, or it's going to impact their sales of their Replicade. But we had heard rumors about a new Golden Tee control deck that was going to be available at retail. This is going to, basically, in my mind, compete directly with this arcade console launch. So I do really feel bad for New Wave Toys in this situation. And there's a lot of options out there to play Golden Tee, specifically these 8 games.
Okay, so there's the news from Michael B on the Golden Tee release. It's the same exact games list as the Arcade 1-Up, which is kind of funny. You think the console could handle more games?
Well,
So
I would think that the console would handle Silver Strike.
I think there's a Golden Tee version that everybody wants that's not on the Arcade 1-Up already. Isn't it like Golden Tee 4 or something like that? Like FORE. Somebody in the chat, let me know. Let me know if I'm crazy, but I heard that there was. And anyway, I'm perplexed here because it's here's the thing, and Michael B should know this. Like, you could download these games and emulate them for free. Nothing's stopping you. So is the console release really going to affect any hard arcade sales?
No,
it's not. What's going to stop hard arcade sales? People that either don't want your product anymore, like Arcade 1-Up, or, there's just not any demand for it. Or
you have a multicade and you can just download the game for free and play them on your multicade, and so you were never going to buy an overpriced particle board arcade anyway. I don't know.
So, like, for me, it's like these New Wave Toys jobs, right? The replicates. Like, I could play Berserk on an Atari 7800 Plus. I could play Berserk on a computer. You know what I'm saying? I could play it a lot of places. But this is a cool bookshelf conversation collectible, right? That's what this is. So for me, it's more of a display piece. It's cool. I have it up here on my desk. And it's really cool to look at, and it plays really well when I do play it, and I really enjoy it. And it gives me that feeling of what the arcade really looked like, and I really enjoy it. But I don't think it's gonna change anything for New Wave Toys other than possibly Glenn's deck, right? Because Glenn's deck was designed to say, hey, let's play this thing some more so people could actually have the Golden Tee experience at home. And so for me, I don't think it affects selling Replicades, but I think it could affect selling Glenn's deck, depending on what kind of hardware they release to sell on the Atari cartridge. Because the video, if you haven't watched it, it shows that they have a on-screen trackball that you click with like the controller, and you like click it and spin it. And that to me is like, I don't want to play this that way. That sounds terrible.
No, but if you have an X arcade, it has Glenn's trackball included, and you can play Golden Tee that way and have a very, very smooth experience. And even someone like me who could care less about Golden Tee has played it a few times utilizing the X arcade with Glenn's trackball. It's a very nice and smooth experience, even though the game bores me to death. But I can say that technically, when you have all of these ways to play these games, like you just pointed out, Steps, we've got 80 million ways to play this. It's not a hard game to emulate, obviously.
It's on my iArcade.
Right.
With Glenn's trackball.
So, I mean, talking about, hurting sales is kind of a moot point at this time, because no matter what, you just have options to play it. Having a lot of options to play something is not a bad thing, and I don't think one necessarily hurts the other. I feel like it just covers all, covers all bases. If you want to pay for it, you've got several options. If you want to buy it and support it, if you want to play it for free, you can.
I think this is an opportunity for Glenn to make sure that his trackball controller works on the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 5.
I couldn't agree more.
Then you can sell more of that. You'd be like, I got the Golden Tee trackball. And it also works with the New Wave Toys Replicade, which is going to sell, and this cartridge release probably has nothing, probably wouldn't affect that cabinet.
Yeah, there's nothing going to affect it. Because here's my thing, if you are a big fan of it, if like Golden Tee is your thing, then you already have a Golden Tee cabinet or some form of that cabinet if it means that much to you. So you're not you're not the target for this anyway. It was just like me, I always asked myself that question, Steps. Who is that Midway / Golden Tee hybrid arcade went up? Who was that for? Like
the casual Costco consumer.
But like
that walks in there, it's like, I need a dumb Christmas gift. This one looks pretty dumb. They buy it.
Like you talk about a dumb thing to waste money on. It just made me wonder, like, who sat in that meeting? I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that meeting when Arcade 1UP said, you know what? We need to put out a Golden Tee Midway hybrid. I think people would flock to that. Like, I don't, and you speaking of prototypes, I hope James Hates Everything gets his hands on the prototype where it was half Mortal Kombat, half Golden Tee. Because I thought that was the funniest prototype I ever saw. Do you remember that one where it was?
That was actually a prototype.
Yeah,
I heard about it. I didn't know it was actually.
Yeah, it was a prototype where they had the actual Mortal Kombat controls, and then it's got the trackball for you to play the Golden Tee. I really like.
You can't
really
get
wish that would have came out. I wish that would have came out because I just thought that was hilarious. Like
those Golden Tees that are new are like $2,500, man, or some crazy amount of money. They're a lot of money,
and they're a lot more, and they're a lot more graphically intensive, and they have better hardware. They use better hardware and higher quality chips and components. So therefore, yeah, you're going to spend a lot more. It's like me constantly whining about Silver Strike. I want Silver Strike Bowling, but I know it's a higher quality game and it's expensive. It's harder to emulate. So therefore, you're going to have to be willing to pay a lot more money, which is, the cost is what's I think, prohibiting it from being mass released. But I wouldn't be surprised to see it come out as on like a console collection at some point. If they put out Silver Strike, that might be enough for me to get a Switch 2 Steps, especially if I can connect like the X Arcade to it and play it with Glenn's trackball and really have that awesome experience. That would be fun.
Half Golden Tee, half Silver Strike. I saw it upon a time at a trade show. Yeah, probably was the nice one.
Yeah, like $3,000.
Let's see what let's see what Kev Gret had to say about this Golden Tee collection. You ready?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's
All
go.
right.
Golden Tee, the Arcade Classics Collection. First time ever on a home console, Golden Tee is coming.
Get hype.
And it's coming on July 17th, exactly 1 month from today on digital. And then you're going to get a physical on October 24th, all major platforms. That is an amazing announcement. Now, you might say, hey, how is this the first time on consoles? We've had this Golden Tee. Yeah, this isn't a console, and it's garbage, and it's $500. And anybody who bought this should just slap himself 2 times in the face and throw this on the street and get this collection. Because this collection has 8 titles, including 2 more. They're giving you Shuffle and World Class Bowling. Right? Is that what we see here? Yep. Shuffle Shot and World Class Bowling. Now, this is the first negative of the collection. Let's just get this out of the way.
They didn't
These are not
include
the Golden Tee that you're looking for. Basically, in the grand scheme of things, these Golden Tees are
Golden
the
Tee 4.
early versions.
That's because they're going to
It
make
wasn't
more
until
versions
after
for you to buy
2000 that
later.
Things got interesting.
Yep.
And things
Golden
got
Tee
great for
Classics
Golden Tee.
too.
So the first negative of this collection is same old crap that Arcade 1-Up's been mining for years and drove right into the ground. But let's get past that. Because this collection is going to do some things
What's it
that
doing?
Arcade
It's the
1-Up
same
did not
shit.
do. So let's go over here to the Atari website.
What's it going to do that's
There's
different?
a
It's
shot
the
of the
same
physical.
shit.
They're $29.99. That's the other positive here. $29.99.
$29.99.
You're getting 8 games, 6 Golden Tee, Shuffle
It's a lot better.
Shot, and World Class Bowling.
A lot better than
Yeah,
Now let's
$500.
get into just
Shows you how
some
much of a
words here, because
ripoff.
the trailer does not do justice what's going on here. So you're getting interactive trackball controls. That's right. Golden Tee lives or dies by its control scheme,
You're not
which
getting-
is
you're
a
getting that on
trackball.
a
You don't have that. You don't
touchscreen.
have anything. But what happens when you're on a
$29.99
PS5
you
or
get
Switch
trackball.
and you don't have the ability to plug in a trackball? Well, they have intuitive controls now that you can use on your Switch, the screen, to pull back and get your shots. On the PS5, you could use the PS5 controller on the trackpad, which, in my opinion, adds a nice little novelty dimension to these games that did not have before. And over here it says, play how you want.
Novelty.
Play the game on
Hear that
many
word
new
there,
peripherals
Blood Riders?
if your platform supports it,
Novelty.
including touchscreen on Switch, touchpad
What a
on
word.
PlayStation, and trackball or mouse on PC. This is great news. You have never been able to play these games this way before. And that's why I'm actually excited for these old versions.
I'm excited
You might
to
be able to get
announce
new life out
that
of
I'm
using
now
your
an Atari partner.
Switch or your Steam Deck screen as a mouse controller. The other thing is they've also added mulligans and a practice round, which these versions never had. The Arcade 1-Up versions never had these. So you can now practice on the field different scenarios, which in today's Golden Tee, you don't have that. You can't, there is no practice. There is no driving range. So they're adding something new for the community.
Okay, I agree.
I have a real Golden Tee.
Go subscribe
As
to
anybody
Kev.
knows, I'm a huge fan of Golden Tee.
Sure.
And I am for $30 picking up this, and I am going to play on my X Arcade because it has, I believe, a Glenn trackball in here. It's got
Yes.
a GRS trackball.
Yes.
And I will be able to play with a Steam Deck.
Okay, there you go. We get the point. Now you can chill your X arcades on, Ryder.
I know the fact that Kevgrad went there made me happy because it's exactly. But again, it kills the whole argument for why you would even want to buy one of those particle board monstrosities when you could pay $29.99 and have access to better, updated, and improved versions of those same games. What's the incentive? Yeah, it kills the market. So there was absolutely no incentive to buy those back then. There's no incentive to buy those right now. Yeah, I think what we're seeing right now, Steps, is the complete dismantling of any rhyme or reason whatsoever to buy those particle board counterfeit fakeries.
If you're gonna buy bullshit, spend $29.99 on it.
Right. That's a big difference. There's a big difference in price there. There's a big difference. A big differential.
I don't think you're gonna get the authentic arcade experience on your Nintendo Switch or your PS5 with those touchscreen and the PlayStation touchpad trackball.
You would use the X arcade.
You either gotta get an X arcade or a Glenn's trackball or something to get that experience. The touchpad is the trackball. No, I don't think that replicates the arcade though. I mean, it's cheap if you want a cheap solution, right? I'm subscribed to Kevgret for free, for fun, for the community.
For the community. I think we're all subscribed to Kevgret.
Yes, you either hate Kevgret or love Kevgret, and you're probably subscribed either way.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I just pulled his video because I knew his was going to be like the most enthusiastic for Golden Tee.
Well, yeah, because he's always been a huge Golden Tee fan, so it's not,
Yeah.
He's the one to go to listen to more so than Michael B, because
But Michael B actually gave you the facts about the arcade 1-up versus the like Kevgret kind of is like, you don't want that garbage, and he went into what the game was. Whereas Michael B's like, this is what the arcade 1-up.
But the arcade 1-ups have been the arcade 1-ups ones have been out for a long time. It's not like the arcade 1-ups are new. So I kind of feel like these console versions couldn't come out at the time when Arcade 1-Up was actively releasing Golden Tee. Maybe it was an exclusive licensing deal kind of a thing that they had going on, and the console versions weren't allowed. But now that's expired because Arcade 1-Up has basically made the money that they're going to make off of these, and now the consoles are going to come in and clean it up.
Stupid.
Right. Now they can make you feel stupid.
There's people that bought multiple Golden Tees, like Corner Kids. Like, I got Golden Tee. I got to have the Golden Tee Midway.
Yeah, that Golden Tee Midway cracks me up. But I want to see the prototype with Mortal Kombat 2 where you got Raiden on the one side and you got the I want to see that so bad. I'm like, I want to play that prototype.
I gotta be honest with you. I think I bought the Marvel Capcom collection for $29.99. And before, you know how much I spent on it? I spent $500 on it twice for 2 Marvel versus Capcom cabinets.
But that's
because we're all freaking idiots.
That's your thing. That's what you're into. That's why you were the target for that, Steps. Everybody has that one thing that you're gonna pay for like that because that's what you're into. You're a Street Fighter and Capcom and Marvel. That's what you like. So yeah, I mean, I get it. That part I can understand. So I don't think you're stupid. I think that's just,
I feel stupid
because that's a thing you're into. But now it's like you have better versions now that were much cheaper. Now you're in better shape.
I bought that Street Fighter, even though there was a Street Fighter collection at the time, because I was like, I didn't want to miss out with my friends. Oh, my friends are going to have it. I'm going to miss out playing, Yeah. I feel really stupid. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. I feel stupid for having bought that crap. Not the iArcade though.
Well, you don't have it.
I feel stupid
anymore,
for selling it and then buying it again.
Yeah, but you don't have it anymore, right? So you're not feeling stupid
I have
anymore.
one arcade one up. I have the Big Blue with Bobby Voo deck.
But that's different. You know, anything from Bobby Voo is a labor of love that you're going to appreciate because Bobby does quality work. Bobby is actually the one individual on the planet who can literally, when it comes to arcade in this community, he can literally turn a turd into a gold nugget. He can literally do that because Bobby is a genius. But that's not the norm. That's not the norm that you're gonna get from these companies. You need Bobby Voo.
I'm tempted to get Street Fighter 6 on Switch, even though I have it on Xbox and I don't really play it. You know what I've been playing on my Switch too? I've been playing Super Smash Brothers. It looks better than it did before because obviously it's a more powerful console.
Do you have Game Pass on Xbox?
I do, but
is it worth it?
I bought it like 3 years in advance at dirt cheap at Turkish prices and used a VPN to buy it. I don't know. I'm okay. I got it really cheap.
Okay, I didn't know because
my son
I was actually thinking about it because I was playing around on the Series S the other day and I was thinking, well, maybe I'll get Game Pass just so I could play some other games on here that I don't normally play. But what's up, Gamer Fridge?
Well, he's at the helm of potential spam is calling me. He's at the helm of Iconic Arcade.
P.S.
Oh shit. So anyway, Street Fighter 6 on Switch 2. It's tempting. I think I'm gonna hold out for Donkey Kong, and I'm going to get Donkey Kong. And I've been playing Dragon Quest 11, trying to finally finish it. I was 50 hours in and abruptly quit. And I've been playing Smash Brothers Ultimate, and I've been playing Soul Calibur 2. And
you're gonna get the Mortal
Kombat.
You're gonna get the Mortal Kombat collection on Switch too, aren't you? When that comes out,
I don't know. I don't play Mortal Kombat really.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I should get it just if I can get it for $30, I might buy it.
Well, yeah.
I didn't mind playing.
I'm gonna get it on everything. I'm gonna get it on the PS4. I'm gonna get it on the Xbox, and I'm gonna get it on the PC.
I actually think Mortal
Kombat is my thing, so I'm gonna get it. But
Mortal Kombat 4 is the better version of the game. I don't know. When every time I go to the arcade, I play it. I'm like, oh.
Well, you'll be able to. Mortal Kombat 4 is included, so there you go. Mortal Kombat 4 is finally freed. So yeah.
Yeah. Doc Frog, Bobby Voo is over at Iconic Arcade doing prototype designs and things like that, but he's not the manager of the company or anything like John D is. Media One Up.
He's a damn genius. He's fun. I want to see. I would love to see Bobby Voo in charge of one of these companies. Could you imagine the kind of quality stuff we would get if Bobby Voo had control of everything and he could
they would, yeah, they'd be so expensive though that they wouldn't be able to stay open for business, to be fair. So you gotta it has to be somewhere in the middle of Bobby Voo and John D quality.
In the middle.
in order to make some money. They need to make money. They need to make profit.
So in essence, Bobby Voo is better off, doing the custom.
Because you can get your premium stuff you want. There's only so many people that are willing to pay for that quality.
Yeah, right. That quality is.
They can't release that and make money off of that. So. But you don't want to do it so low quality that people just get it home and it breaks.
Well, like the basic fun Wrestle Fest, it's gonna be like
Biggie D. Pretty much every single controller that worked on a Switch 1 will work on a Switch 2. Labo does not work. That's about it. You could use your Switch 1 Pro controller. You could use all of that. The reason why I've been playing Super Smash Brothers Ultimate this week is because I got my GameCube controller from Nintendo Switch Online, and I've been playing Smash Brothers with this GameCube controller, and it was giving me flashbacks to college, and playing Smash Brothers Melee, and I've been having so much fun. And I haven't ever even really played Ultimate before. I bought the game.
The important thing is that you're having fun, Steps.
And now I'm playing the hell out of it because I'm going back in time and enjoying the hell out of it. I can't get my Candy Con controller to sync with the Switch 2. What is the Candy Con controller? I don't know.
I have to look that up, saying spirits.
Yeah, and it recognizes what's even crazy is that even though that game came out in 2018, it recognizes that I'm using the GameCube controller. It shows up as a purple GameCube controller in the corner. So there must have been some sort of update to the operating system that makes
what color
recognize it.
Candy Con controller do you have? It just looks like a Xbox controller, but it's different colors and.
That's an interesting question. How many people are ready to back the GRSFU? I have backed Glenn in a lot of ways. I don't plan. I'm going to tell you straight up. I have an iArcade. I bought his. I already paid for it. I have to wait for it. I bought his Viper board and all those things and all those adapters that come with it to hook it up to my iArcade. I already got his deck on the iArcade. I just bought his Akari Warriors deck. So, and eventually I'd like to get a shotgun. So that's where I'm at. I do buy and support Glenn's Retro Show and excited for that. I just honestly, like, I have everything I want with my iArcade and all those different things that I've been buying from Glenn. If I didn't have those things from Glenn, the iArcade life could have been a lot less. If you do not have an iArcade, I highly recommend you get the Glenn's Build-A-Cade FU. Is this his GameStop's control?
This is the Candy Con.
It's a GameStop exclusive.
Yeah. Is this? Oh, you have the transparent one. So it's like the hit box.
Hey, Meatball Saucy, and that's okay, man. If the market is that people have an iArcade and they have those things, then they have those things. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna tell you go buy something if you have an iArcade. If you have an arcade and you like it and it does what you need it to do, keep the iArcade. If you do not have an iArcade, you need a nice multi-cade, buy the Build-A-Cade FU. That's the way to go. So it is what it is. I support Glenn because I like his products. They're good. And that's where it's at. Meatball Saucy's ready to buy it. J-Rod's ready to buy it. See, those are good, man.
Yeah, the FU is on target to be a success.
I think it's a step above my iArcade. I just
have everything you want with your iArcade right now.
I do. I don't want a bigger cabinet because I don't have that much space, and eventually I'm going to move out of here. I'm here temporarily for about 4 more years. So I'm keeping my iArcade. Eventually, I'll have to sell the Big Blue probably, but I want to keep the iArcade as long as possible because I like it and it plays everything I really need it to play. $1,000. That's a good price, man. That's about probably what I have put into my iArcade. ALU 1.10 replacement. Okay. I don't have any At Games products. I sold every single At Games product I've ever owned. I got rid of it. I will tell you flat out. I tried it. I really, really tried to like At Games. I just don't. I don't like the interface. I don't like the way it feels.
It always feels laggy and clunky, and it's the interface is horrible.
You know what's great? When you know that your life doesn't depend on shilling things, you can say whatever the hell you want.
Exactly.
It's like, oh my god, I could just say whatever I want, and it's okay. I don't have to worry about it.
I don't care what At Games thinks. I don't use At Games products. It's like
the amp on what? The iArcade It's not. It can't be that expensive. I've been in there. I mean, if it blows, okay, I'll get another amp or rewire it or whatever, or just wire everything through Glenn's PCB. Everything except for the hardware sucks with ad games. Their software is crap. Yeah, it's pretty bad. The hardware, their look, I never really cared for their look either, to be honest. Like their look and feel, I didn't care for it as much. I like the iArcades better. I have 2 Legends Ultimate Mini Tetris editions I paid for and use. Hey, dude, if you enjoy it, I don't blame you. I don't hate you. I'm just flat out giving my
one of those
opinion.
Tetris minis, and then I started to really hate at games, and I just lost all desire for it.
I guess I just I wanted to like it. I really did. It was like, it's like when I go on a roller coaster that I'm like really looking forward to, and then I get off and I was like, that was no good. Like, what's funny is this shirt here is from Rip Ride Rocket Universal Studios. It's not a very good roller coaster, but I bought the shirt because it says Farewell Tour 2025, and it's the end of the Rip Ride Rocket, and I just found it funny and cool. I'm like, yeah, the roller coaster's going, and so I bought the shirt.
and it's the end of Golden Tee on Arcade 1-Up, so you're celebrating the era.
Getting them shipped to either Buy Stuff or Sharkade. If he had any more different cab designs, I'd have more than 2. I don't have any more cabs yet. I'm just starting. That's cool, man.
That's awesome.
See, the thing about me with the iArcade is I can't bring myself to skin it, because the artwork is such good quality that anything I put on there will not be as good. There's nothing I could buy that's as nice as the quality that they put into this iArcade.
Oh, you got the
Retromania.
The Retromania, yeah.
I'm fine with I could fine with that theme. But if it was whatever theme it was, I would keep it. Honestly, I think the Dragon's Lair one is probably the best looking one, but
I even liked how their Double Dragon looked. I thought that looked pretty cool too.
Yeah, but you had to put your own art on. I don't like doing that shit. They should just put the Double Dragon art on it and said, "Here you go, comes with it."
That would have been dope.
It would have been a lot better. Gunsmoke. They made a lot of baffling decisions. I would have paid for the Double Dragon license. I probably would have gotten the licenses on the Dragon's Lair and all that. I would not have paid for the Sega license because that was a ripoff. I would have put that money into SNK instead. That's what I would have done.
That you could have. I mean, Neo Geo collections on iArcade would have been super hot. I mean, heck, they did have quite a few Neo Geo titles on the iArcade though, which was cool. But they were all
they weren't SNK. They
were all third party. They were all third party, but they were still Neo Geo, which was neat. I mean,
okay, that's cool, man. I'm fine with the wrestling cab, but I'm fine with wrestling, and it's got all the wrestlers on it. I know. I even know independent wrestlers. A lot of those wrestlers now are with WWE. Let's see. The one guy just got signed, Jeff Cobb. He just got signed by WWE. He's on it. Obviously, the Road Warriors are on it. That one guy, I'm trying to think. Why can't I think of his name off the top of my head? He's now the general manager of SmackDown. He's on the cabinet. So I got burned with that black edition with the included do-it-yourself Double Dragon art. Yeah, you have a hard time putting it on, Art?
Yeah, it should have been. You could order the cabinet with the artwork already applied, whatever cabinet that you wanted, because
the artwork
iArcade did a good job with the artwork. So
they were all applied except for the Double Dragon. That was the black edition. You could choose to put the art on or not. That was what their gimmick was on that one. Nah, should have put it on. Although I will tell you, the one that Michael that used to work there put on. I went to iArcade headquarters when everybody went to Chicago the first time, and he had that art on there perfectly. And I was like, "Who put this art on?" He's like, "I did." Michael Zabak or whatever his name was.
Well, Michael knew. He knew how to Yeah, he knew what to do. I mean, he was that guy. So
Well, yeah, all that would be good. I saw this one thing on Facebook today. Somebody is selling an entire arcade, like an old arcade that closed for $20K. It was like a ton of machines. It was crazy. I would definitely say iArcade. And even if you can't get one of those mystery encoder boards, you could get the Viper board. But see, you can't. I don't know if you can get it now. It's like a lost cause. So at this point, if you don't have the shit, you're gonna need to get Glenn's Build a KFU because they don't make it. You can't pre-order a deck for an iArcade anymore, where you get the connections and everything. So unless you could get the stuff already in the iArcade that you need, I would say spend $1,000 for Glenn's Build a KFU over all of those.
yeah.
But if it comes with the stuff, if it comes with the shit, like either Glenn's deck and
Or
Glenn's
the team
Viper
encoder
board
board.
or the mystery encoder board, then yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, I still haven't put I've had the mystery encoder board. I still haven't put it in the iArcade. I just leave it stock because it's.
I've said this. It's basically an iArcade 2.0. You know, it's a better version. I'm just not sure what I personally would gain from it because what I like the size I got, and I like, I could put everything I want on it. I'm getting all Glenn's stuff for it. So for me, I'm good. But if I didn't have it and wanted to buy one arcade, the Build a KFU would be the what.
So yeah, what you've done with your iArcade is basically like the midpoint between like a small Build-A-Cade and the FU. So the iArcade is like the bar top in between. Basically, it's the bar. You basically have the bar top version of the FU right now.
You still haven't installed your mystery encoder board? It's really easy.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'm gonna have you come over to my place one day and do it for me, Steps, because I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to open it up. I don't want to do anything.
I have WrestleFest. I have WrestleFest in my iArcade. I sure do.
And see, that's why you don't.
Don't say that.
That's why you don't need the. That's why you don't need the basic fun WrestleFest because you got the.
It's lazy.
Authentic ROM.
Right behind me there has been those IKEA bookshelves. I have it's been sitting here for almost a year. It's been like 6 or 7 months. I haven't put them together.
That's because you're debating whether or not you're going to sell them.
I'm debating part of me is like, I could take it back. I have plenty of space right here at my desk where I just grab all my shit and show it. What do I need a bookshelf for? I originally bought that bookshelf because I was like, oh, I'll look more important if I have a bookshelf with a bunch of games like all the other YouTubers. But no, I probably need the bookshelf anyway because I really should put stuff on it. And even if it ends up being a whole bunch of games and New Wave toys and that Burger Time that's coming that I won, the Burger Time from Quarter Arcades. Yeah, that looked dope. I love me some Burger Time. They're gonna look great. Got the Berserk, got the Zoltar. You know what I got this week from my mom's boyfriend? Text messages of him standing next to a Zoltar machine in Michigan. I'm like, isn't that the first time that every time my mom's boyfriend finds a Zoltar in the wild, I get a picture. Because I was sharing with him the Zoltar. He thinks the Zoltar is so awesome. I'm tempted to buy him a Zoltar for Christmas. I really am. I should probably buy it now while they have them. Be like, I bought you Zoltar for Christmas.
They're still in stock?
They made a second run. They're not the original run. They need to figure out getting those into some roadside stores, like where I did the video.
They should put them in Costco.
Well, I went to that Uranus Fudge Factory or whatever it was called, the store. We had two of them in Indiana. There's one in Missouri where they sell fudge, and their gimmick is, we'll pack your fudge in Uranus or whatever. And they got all these like knickknacks and stuff. It's like a roadside stop. They have a Zoltar in front at every one of these. They need to sell the mini Zoltars at the Uranus Fudge Factory. They need to sell the mini Zoltars inside places, roadside attractions.
They need to get those mini Zoltars in the Walmart. Stop playing as impulse buys. They'll sell a bunch of them for real. And then they can lower the price a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Good to see you, Gotham City Arcade.
What's up?
Good to see you.
What's up, GCA? Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, we're almost at the end of the show. We got like 4 minutes. You got any final words on Golden Tee? Do you think Golden Tee is going to sell on the Nintendo Switch or the PS5?
I think so, and it's going to make a lot of people happy, especially people that couldn't afford or didn't want to buy particle board monstrosities for their house.
I wish I would have held back. I really do. But here I am. I could have been talking to another retro community. But here I am talking to you guys.
Well, it's a small community, but
that's why I'm still here. I enjoy the people.
It's a good community.
If I didn't enjoy the people, I would have been like, deuces. I wouldn't be doing this Friday show. You know what I mean? So I'm here for the people.
The community has been, it has been relatively drama free for a while now, and been calm and cool, and everybody just kind of gets along.
Why did you say that? We're screwed.
Wonderful.
We're screwed.
No, it's wonderful.
You shouldn't have said that.
It's beautiful.
You jinxed us.
I'm complimenting the state of the community. I think it's wonderful.
Cheers. All right, everybody get on over to Glenn's Retro Show, or Glenn's Kicking It Old School. Glenn's Retro Show.
Also, I take it Papa Brad won't be doing anything tonight because he's at the...
I would assume not.
Yeah.
So watch the Super Game Room dudes.
Yeah, might as well, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go play. I'm gonna go play some Golden Tee on the X Arcade.
Enjoy yourself playing some Golden Tee. We will see you next Friday.
Next Friday.
Subscribe to Zod Rider, and we're out.